Hello. Welcome to the 21th part of the Solo Max level Newbie. A special thanks to my Patreon for supporting me. And if you want to support, you can join my channel membership or Patreon for as low as $1. Thank you very much. Let's begin. Let's get into the story. At the beginning of this part, we find Jin-hyuk standing ominously in front of Elizabeth. The tension in the air is palpable as Elizabeth begins to tremble with fear. Her eyes well up with tears, and Jin-hyuk, with a wicked smile plastered across his face, taunts her, saying, "It's only you now." The fear overtakes Elizabeth, and she begins to cry even harder, her voice cracking as she desperately pleads, "No." The tears she sheds are no ordinary tears. They are black, sinister, and filled with a dark magic as they start to fall down her face. Elizabeth activates Black Tears, an ability that could spell disaster for anyone who dares to challenge her. Jin-hyuk, unfazed, grins to himself and thinks, "I did it." Isabella's main skill, Black Tears, this is what he has been waiting for. Her tears, now infused with dark magic, begin to move at an incredible speed, swirling through the air with malevolent intent. Sensing the danger, Jin-hyuk quickly warns the others, "Everyone, get out of the way." He skillfully dodges the tears as they fly toward him. One of the tears, however, changes course and heads directly toward Maria. But just in time, Yanoa blocks it with her gloved hand. Suddenly, eyes begin to appear on Yanoa's glove, and she asks in horror, "What the hell is this?" The sight is unsettling, but there's no time to waste. Jin-hyuk shouts a warning, "Make sure it doesn't touch you. Just one drop of that tear can corrupt you with the witch's thoughts." Realizing the danger, Yanoa hastily removes the glove and kicks it away with a sigh, saying, "I really like that glove." The glove flies across the room and hits a nearby stone statue. As it makes contact, numerous eyes begin to sprout from the statue, and it starts to move, no longer an inanimate object, but a monstrous guardian. It's not just one statue, either. There are several, and they are all coming to life to protect Elizabeth. Maria, watching the scene unfold, asks in a panic, "All the statues nearby are turning into monsters. What should we do?" Jin-hyuk, maintaining his calm demeanor, simply smiles and says, "Nothing." He knows that Isabella is at her limit. As Isabella continues to cry, her power intensifies, but Jin-hyuk remains unshaken. He calmly tells her, "We'll just wait for her to stop crying." His plan is clear. He intends to let her exhaust herself. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to the 5th floor of the Tower of Trials in Andrea's domain. There stands a statue of Jin-hyuk and the 5th floor boss, surrounded by a crowd of people praying devoutly. One of them comments, "This used to be just a rotting, abandoned building of heretics, but it's starting to take shape as a proper base. It's all thanks to you and Mr. Jin-hyuk." Yet, despite the growing sense of order and devotion, Alice, who is overseeing the situation, does not look pleased. Noticing her mood, someone asks, "What's wrong? Is something bothering you, master?" Alice sighs and admits, "I should have gone with him to the 5th floor." The concern is evident in her voice. In an attempt to reassure her, the person replies, "Wouldn't he be fine? Teresa went with him." The story then takes us to Black Teresa and Alice sharing drinks, drowning whatever worries they might have. Black Teresa, slightly tipsy, says, "I can't drink anymore." She then adds, almost as an afterthought, "Did you know? I'm a collection of all the strongest grudges Teresa has ever held." The revelation is heavy, yet both are too drunk to delve into the implications. Alice, chuckling, responds, "You have quite a cool personality for someone who's made of grudges." Teresa laughs, a sound tinged with both humor and bitterness, and agrees, "Right? Isn't it funny? The fact that this is the worst grudge she's ever had." But her expression darkens as she continues, "But you know what? Sometimes I'm so frustrated by goody two-shoes that I can't hold back. Sometimes it gets to the point where I want to lock her away forever. I shouldn't do that, though." The statement is loaded with menace, and Alice's eyes widen in surprise. Alice's mind races, reflecting, Yeah, now that I think about it, corrupt paladins have always been disastrous. Well, I'm sure the contractor can take care of it on his own, but perhaps I should make preparations just in case. The uncertainty gnaws at her, but she tries to push it aside. Alice then turns to the boss of the 5th floor and says, "I've made you worry." "It's nothing, relax." The boss, reassured, replies, "Yes, master." The scene shifts again to the 15th floor, where we see Black Teresa in a full-blown frenzy, unleashing her rage on a demonic human who had come to assist Elizabeth. She's a terrifying sight, her strength far surpassing what the demonic human's data had suggested. He had underestimated her, and now he was paying the price. As she beats him mercilessly, she laughs maniacally. Yes, that's right. She's enjoying this far too much, almost reveling in the destruction. The demonic human, desperate and in pain, thinks to himself, "My data showed that she wasn't at this level. So how is she this strong?" Realizing he has no other option, he begs, "I surrender. Please, have mercy." Teresa's response is chilling. With a sinister smile, she asks, "Mercy? That's for soft bastards." She throws him violently toward a pillar and ties him up, ignoring his pleas. He shouts, "Wait, I said I surrender." But Teresa is beyond reason. She activates Witch Hunt, Witch Burning Ritual, a powerful spell that conjures flames so intense they burn the demonic human as if he were a witch on trial. The fire rages, consuming him, and Teresa watches with a sadistic grin. "What do I do now?" "This was just for retaliation," she muses aloud, the excitement in her voice unmistakable. "But I'm feeling much better than I thought I would. Should I just take over this body?" she wonders, the darkness within her surfacing. Back with Isabella, the crying has finally stopped. She wipes her tears and says, "I feel refreshed now." Her gaze shifts to the statues she had brought to life. "You're my new disciples from this moment. You have to protect me, okay?" she commands them, and they obediently comply. Seeing the opportunity, Jin-hyuk seizes the moment. "This is our chance. Guys, let's go for the Delta combination," he instructs. Manhwa and Lee are quick to respond. "Okay." Maria, unsure of her role, asks, "What should I do?" Jin-hyuk, with a confident grin, replies, "You can just watch. Have a look at how 3 veterans work together." Jin-hyuk activates Glacier Formation, his ice-cold strategy ready to unfold. "Let's do it like the old days," he declares. Lee, not missing a beat, uses drone creation, sending drones into the fray. Meanwhile, Manhwa dashes toward the statues, activating acceleration. Movement speed will be increased by 100% for 20 seconds. "Delta combination," she says, and she begins to leap from one drone to another with incredible agility. Maria, watching in awe, thinks, "I can't believe it. I've never seen this kind of serial attack before. This is very different from the traditional tank, healer, and dealer combination. They're focusing on just maximizing their special skills." Elizabeth, now desperate, cries out, "Stop! Why do you keep destroying the things I make?" "I said stop." In her desperation, she activates a 3-star curse, self-hatred. The barrier has been undone, and Jin-hyuk, ever the strategist, smirks. "I know how annoying your curse barriers can be. Did you think I'd let you activate one? Not even in your dreams." He then activates Moon Imprint, enhancing the power of his barriers. The efficiency of all barrier spells will be increased immensely. "You can now activate barriers with a very small amount of mana," he explains, and with a final flourish, he calls forth his most powerful spell yet, a 9-star barrier, Ultimate Layer Barrier Zodiac, Scorpion. A gigantic scorpion materializes, its presence looming large and menacing. Elizabeth, overwhelmed by the sight, cries even harder, her desperation reaching a new peak. This is the end. Subscribe for the next part.